Hi friends, it's Peggy Noe from PrettyPaperCards.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm here today with a tutorial on how to make a sweet little bookmark using some Stampin' Up! Products that are new in the 2021-2022 annual catalog. So let's get started. I'm going to fix the camera so that you can see the beautiful bookmark we're going to make today. And I wanted to make this bookmark for a friend who recently lost a dear family member. And I just felt like making a nice card wasn't quite enough. I wanted to show her even more how much I cared about her. So I've made a bookmark for her that she can use in some of her books just to remind her that I was thinking about her. So let's get started. So we're going to start with a piece of basic white cardstock that is cut at 2 inches by 5 inches. And what I always use for my bookmarks is a wonderful, one of the various punches, bookmark topper punches by Stampin' Up. And today we're using the delightful tag topper punch. It's in the catalog, and it works perfectly with a 2-inch piece of paper. So what you do is you just slide. It can work with other sizes too. As you can see, it could go down different layers and levels. But the 2 inch is the biggest, and I'm just going to slide that in just like that, and then I'm going to turn it over, and this is where I check to see that the top of the paper is right along that top line of the punch right here, and then it's going to be punching along this line. So I'm just going to punch that out, and there we go. Look at that nice top of a bookmark. I really like that topper punch. And what we're going to do now is we're going to put on some designer series paper. This is from the hand penned collection designer series paper, and I'm just gonna, I cut this piece 2 inches by 4 inches, and I'm just gonna adhere it right on my tag base. And this is the other side of the paper. It's beautiful paper. You could use either side, but I really like the it's called Pale Papaya, the beautiful color, as a background to the rest of our bookmark. So I'm just going to adhere that right on there. And I think it looks pretty nice up in this area. It fits, it gives a nice top area for you to put in some ribbons and some different things, which we are going to do. Okay, now the next thing we're going to do, we are going to use one of the stamp sets we're going to use today, bundles actually, is the Color and Contour bundle. And this bundle has fabulous stamps, fabulous sentiments, and it also has fabulous dies. I have been encouraging people to get these dies because they are extremely versatile. We're not going to use these rectangular dies today. Today we're going to use the die that will cut out our flower, our stemmed flower image right there. But I really wanted to show you these dies, and it also has a lower scallop die for cards or anything, and it's a stitched scallop die, so that's really nice. So what we're going to do, I'm going to go ahead and stamp our flower on a plain piece of basic white cardstock, and I've got my flower stamp out right here. It takes the E block, I think it is. It's kind of a large stamp, and I'm going to stamp it with using my soft succulent. I'm using all new, brand new in colors today. And so I'm going to use the beautiful soft succulent. Now I will tell you that because this is a photopolymer stamp, we want to make sure to put it on top of a padding so that we get a good clear image. So I've got my Stampin' Pierce mat here, and I'm going to lay my paper right on top of that to make sure that the stamp will stamp real clearly. And I'm going to tap my ink. Let me see. You can't really see it, can you? So I'm going to get my ink on my stamp. I just tap gently, and most of the time I look at it to make sure there isn't any ink, hopefully, that will in the wrong place. Let's just say that, in the wrong place. Okay, so we're just going to stamp our image right here, and I seriously love this stemmed flower. Look at how beautiful that is. Oh my gosh, it looks beautiful on envelopes. It looks beautiful on the insides of cards. I mean, it is gorgeous. Whoops, I need to bring back my pad, because with this stamp set, it's kind of watercolory looking. A lot of the stamps are like that nowadays because that's a popular thing. And it has these blooms or blossoms that stamp right inside of all of that outline. And we're going to do that today. Here is that stamp. It has all of the blossoms all together on one stamp. And we're going to stamp the inside using the polished pink ink. So I'm just going to get some polished pink on there. And I believe, again, this is a distinctive stamp so that it really has some character, some light and dark areas right on the stamp. And all you need to do is line up that little stamp at the top, the little one right here, and that really helps you get everything else lined up. It's not hard. And if you don't get it right, it's really okay, because it's meant to be kind of in and outside of the lines. And there we go. And that's the way it's supposed to look. If you're a real perfectionist, you might want to color that in with some Stampin' Blends or something, but this is the way it's actually supposed to look, just abstract. I really like it. And so now we're going to get out our mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and we're going to go ahead and cut this image out. And so we have plates 1 and 2. We're going to lay on our beautiful image and put down our die. And it fits right around there. It just takes a minute to make sure I've got it pretty lined up. And when the plates are a little bit bent, it's a little harder, but I've got it. I've been using this a lot. And then I just lay that down right over it without moving and run it through the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, which I call the baby boss. I just need to get it going here, and sometimes it takes a little push to get it moving. There we go. Especially when I'm trying to let you see it. Okay, here it goes. And now we have our beautiful flower stem. Isn't that pretty? Oops, there it is. Okay, so we are ready to begin to layer this and begin to build our bookmark. Now, one thing I've done, I wanted to use these gorgeous leaves. They are from a different die set. These leaves are from the Artistic Dies die set. And look at this die right here. I mean, it is like a whole kind of a bushel of leaves, and they're so pretty. And here they are. So I had pre-cut for another project several of these out of the soft succulent. And you may notice I don't always get all my little bits out from that have been die cut. I kind of like the kind of artistic look of having some of the little bits left in. It also makes it easy to glue. So that's why you're seeing some of my bits not punched out, but you're welcome to do anything you like. And I want to layer this. I think what I'm going to do, and I did on my other one, is I'm trimming the leaves, because it's a lot of leaves right here. So I'm going to trim those leaves, and we're going to do something like that. But before we do, another stamp, and what set was this from? Yes, from the Color and Contour stamp set, is a set of dots, ink splotches. And if any of you know me, you know that I love dots and ink splotches. And so I'm just going to put a few polished pink ink splotches right on my bookmark just to give a little bit more character. I think that might even do it right there, just a little bit. Just more is better in my book. Okay, so now we're going to layer on our leaves and our flowers on the stem. And what I did before is I'm just going to glue, I don't glue this down totally. I like it to kind of float a little freely. So I'm just going to put a little glue where there are wider sections here, just like this, and where some of the little bits have not popped out. Okay? Just a little bit of glue right in there. Okay. And now I'm just going to place that on to the side on my bookmark and glue it. Go ahead and glue that down. And now I'm going to adhere my flowers with dimensionals, but first I want to see just kind of how I'm going to do it. I might want to try to have the stems meet, or make it look like this, the leaf stem is coming out of the floral stem. So let's try that. I'm going to get out some Stampin' Dimensionals, and we're going to put them right up in here. I think we have room for about 3 dimensionals right here. Okay, and we'll just tuck this right under there, so trying to get it to look just a little bit more realistic. Okay, so I'm going to hold it and move it about before I adhere it completely. That little stem, okay. I think that's kind of good right there. I like that. Very, very nice. I really like that. Okay, now the next thing we're going to do is, this is something I like from another set, and I want to tell you about it. It's the beautiful Quiet Meadow bundle. And this one, I love all of it, by the way, but this one little word, love, fits inside of this adorable, check this out, little tiny tag die. And I just love this little thing. So what I'm going to do is try to find the paper that I had used that I die cut. Let me see here, because I just need a tiny bit of white. Looking around for that and what I did with it. Well, I have more right here, so let me grab a tiny bit of white, basic white cardstock. Here's a little piece. If you'd like to know, I keep my scraps in these job ticket holders, plastic, and all my scraps of each color, I have one folder for each color and they fit in there. Okay, so now I have the little love stamp all set out, and I'm going to stamp that also in the polished pink. So let's just put that right on there. Okay, I think that I got a little boo-boo there, but I think maybe my die won't go around it. I'm going to fix that and stamp it again. I think I was tipping my stamp. I wasn't paying attention because I was talking to you guys. Okay, here we go. Let's try it again. Make sure I don't have any ink right in there. Okay, here we go. There, much better. So there's our little word love. And now we're going to run that through our mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine again. Pull that little guy back, and we're going to put our word right up here on the paper, and then I'm going to add the little tag. This is the thing I love about this little tag, is it also has a hole for some little bit of baker's twine. It's seriously the cutest little thing you've ever seen. So let me pull this out just a hair. Okay, here we go. There it's going. Okay, it's grabbing on. Now look at this adorable little tag. Isn't that just too cute? Isn't that just darling? Oh my gosh, I mean, I'm already using this for a lot, and I think I'll be using it more. And so I want to tie that little tag on right there. So what I'm going to do is I had a pre-cut piece of white baker's twine, and I'm just going to run it through the circle that was die cut, and then I'm going to pull it under one of the leaves, just like that. And while I'm at it, I'm going to put my word love on a dimensional so that it doesn't go anywhere. It will fit one of these regular sized dimensionals. I forgot about that. Okay, and that was where I made my mistake, so let's just put that right in there, and then we will be secure in knowing that the word, the little tag, doesn't go anywhere. Okay, so it's adhered now, so we're all set. And now we can do our tying without worrying. Okay. And I'm going to try to get the bow and the knot down around the little circle. But, you know, we're imagining it's tied on, let's see, we're imagining that it's tied on around the flowers, right? A little bouquet of flowers for a friend. Here we go. And we'll just adjust our bow by pulling it and adjusting it just the way we want. What do you think so far? I hope you're liking this. I'm used to doing it on Facebook, and I like to have their interaction. So leave me a comment and let me know what you think. I'm going to get that bow just a little tinier because it's such a tiny tag. It needs a tiny bow, right? There we go. And then we'll cut off these little ends. Let's see here, let's get this one a little bit shorter. Okay, now we have our tag all done, and we're going to put some beautiful ribbon. So we've used 3 die sets. I had 1 die set for the leaves, 1 for the floral, and 1 for the tag. We've used 2 stamp sets, Quiet Meadow and Contour, Color and Contour. And now we're using 2 ribbons. And mostly I'm using this because I just love it. It's Pale Papaya color, and it's lined with white. It has a white edging, and it's called Woven Ribbon. And I just think it's so pretty. And what I'm going to do is just pull it through the hole here, like this. And then I'm going to tie it up with a piece of soft succulent ribbon so that we can use 2 different ribbons on it. And don't worry that that's getting a little shredded. We're going to fix that. We're going to trim those edges up. But first we're going to lay these out straight. We're going to put our soft succulent, this is beautiful, what's called sheer ribbon. I just love it. And it's in all the new in colors. And so we're going to tie another bow right here around around the other ribbon. We're using a lot of ribbon, but that's what makes it so very pretty. Okay, so we're just going to tie that up, and it just takes a little bit of straightening. And let's see, we might try to pull it down a bit. There we go. I just pulled the knot down, or the half knot. And now we're just going to tie our little bow. And let's pull that through. Oops, okay, let's try it again. Sometimes my nails are a little bit too long to grab that. I don't think I pushed it through far enough. Okay, now we've got it. Now we just, remember you have to adjust your bows to get them just the way you want. Mine never turn out right the first time, but I just keep adjusting by pulling and tightening, and I think that looks pretty good. I kind of like that. So I'm going to now begin to trim some of my edges at an angle always, and then we're going to trim these little guys up here. I think we'll make one a bit longer than the other one. We'll cut this one down a little lower. There's our darling tag. What do you think? Isn't that super cute? I'll hold it up closer so that you can see it really close to the camera. I think that's just so sweet, and I think anybody would love to have this as a little remembrance of a loss in their family. I hope my friend really likes it. I think she will. So I want to thank you so much for stopping by today. And if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, I would love for you to do that. And also pop over to my blog, prettypapercards.com, and catch me over there. I post 5 days a week with new creations every day, and I'd love to see you over there. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.